So, poetry night number 2. Woo! So glad to see this giant crowd here. Give ourselves a hand. Hey, giant crowd! Alright, so I'm only doing 2 poems tonight. One is mine, and the other one, I have no idea who wrote it, but I thought it would be appropriate considering the holiday that just passed that nobody knew about. So, let's start off with me. This first poem I wrote is about a friend of mine who will never be more than that. It's called The Fox and the Hound. This is not a Disney ripoff. It was a rainy night when we tiptoed downstairs like small children. We had already drained the wine supply, but my trickster spirit still thirsted and you willingly followed. I grabbed bottles of 80 proof romance, and you carefully drip, drip, dripped into our cups. We had been told not to read so late, but our mutual thirst pressed forward. My intoxication overwhelmed my senses, and I had to restrain my innermost instincts. I treasure that time and that night, no matter my imagined tension. Don't think poorly of me, but I return to that place so often to remember I could be an attractive man. Yay, big crowd! Woo-hoo! So, how about now? Alright, the holiday that just passed that nobody knew about is not really a holiday. November 20th is known as Transgender Remembrance Day. I'm a big ally of the LGBTQ community. And that day is made to recognize that in the past decade, at least one person per month has died due to transgendered hate or bias, more than any other factor. This microphone is so iffy. So this poem I found online, it's pretty long. It's meant to be a 2-person deal, but obviously it's me and me. So let's rock this thing. It's called Here. Melissa sits at the back of the classroom, afraid to speak up. She pulls awkwardly at her extra loose cargo khaki pants. She doesn't want the boys to notice her. James finds himself at the back of the classroom. His baseball cap casts a shadow on his pimple-stained forehead. A wide shirt hangs from his broad shoulders. But no one ever noticed him. Melissa, the teacher asks, and she says nothing because she is not here, and Melissa has never been here, because Melissa is just some abstract jumble of symbols that doesn't fit her position. She is not who she seems. She doesn't want to have to explain to her mother for the 232nd time why she doesn't want to wear a dress to prom, doesn't paint her face because her whole body is painted on. Melissa. James doesn't want to have to explain where he came from, because with the exception of Melissa, he has been deemed an abstract reality by everyone. All he wishes for is to wear a tuxedo to prom. And Melissa has been tucking in breasts that will be growing for 3 years now, been using duct tape to press them down and mold them more into pecs. She just wishes that people would understand that at birth, her genitals just didn't know which way to grow, mad at God who couldn't relay a message directly to her hormones that they should have produced more testosterone. The only person who understands her is James. And they had been playmates since the age of 4, around the times girls noticed boys and boys noticed girls. See, James's family wanted daughters instead of sons, and Melissa was always like that male beetle that everyone called a ladybug. Melissa, where is she? Sometimes she wishes she could whip the skin off her back. Every moment of every day feels trapped in the flesh of a stranger. Melissa, as she stands to her feet wanting to say, I'm here, and I've been here since I was born, so quit asking me if I'm a him or a her, because when you combine the 2 pronouns, you get H-I-R, here, and God combined the 2 genders and put me in this body transgender. I'm here, so quit talking about me like I'm not here. James falls back into Melissa's skin, and the 2 comfort each other in syncopated heartbeats, waiting for the day when Melissa can finally scrub off this made-up genetic makeup, when the teacher asks for James and he can say, I'm here. Yay, big crowd! Woo!